why in 2024 IG is best to sell your high ticket offer. There's two reasons why IG is better. But first, if you don't know me, my name is Dominic. I help coaches and consultants get more clients online with ads and text messages. So two reasons why you should use IG to sell your high ticket. And I'm going to share my screen with you to share you those reasons. And one is more of a strategic reason, and the second one is more of a technical reason. And the first one is just because Instagram is better at nurturing, plain simple. You know that if you're selling a high ticket offer, it's much more of a commitment from the buyer's perspective than, let's say, $100 product or services or a $10 product. And because of that, the nurturing process is super important. And it's going to make or break your offer. If you cannot make sales with your high ticket offer, that's because your nurturing process is not dialed in. Like a lot of people, they come to me, they have a lot of leads, they figure out the ads part, but they just can't convert those people. They have a huge list, but just cannot make any sale or barely any. And the reason is because the nurturing process is not well done. And IG is the best at doing that. Why? Because it fosters social interaction. It fosters connection. It's made for that. It's a social media. It's just designed for this. When you go on your Instagram profile, you can see your profile picture, your bio, your links. They can see your reels. You can build authority with your reels. I hope you're doing that. You can see your personal side. You can see your business side. It's just perfectly tailored for that, as opposed to if you're sending them to your website, if you're sending them to a VSL, a webinar, either way, even if when they finish to see your website or your webinar, they're going to check you out on social media. If you have an account on YouTube, on Instagram, they're going to check you out because this is how they vet you. This is how people buy in 2024. It used to be slightly different in the past. Let's say 5 years before, used to be different. But now, in the last few years, if you don't have an Instagram account, if you don't have a social media presence, it's a big red flag. And the best part is Instagram is just a better tool than a website. It's just better at that, plain simple. The second reason is there's also less friction. They don't have to go on your website to change platform to see your content. It's right there on Instagram. And you don't have to ask them for their phone number, for their emails. It's not a gated like platform. It's just like you can go on your platform and just binge watch all of the content you have. So it's very useful for that. There's less friction. As opposed also like if you're running a webinar, they have to register, they have to attend, they have to receive the email confirmation, all the shenanigans. It's just too long. As opposed to they go on your IG profile, they see your content, they can binge watch them, they can send you a DM, you can close them in the DMs. It's much simpler. Okay, third reason, everyone is on IG. I mentioned that already. Everyone is on IG, and because of that, everybody's going to check you out on IG or YouTube. They're gonna see if you have a social presence. If you don't, it's a big red flag. And if you have one where you send them to your website, then once they see your website, they're still gonna check you out on social media after that. So it's just a waste of time to send them to your website. You can put more content on IG than you can do on a website, anyways, or a webinar or a VSL, because it's just multiple VSL, multiple webinar. You can just do way more on Instagram. There's just way more feature on Instagram than on a website. So strategically, it's just better to use Instagram. The second big reason is more of a technical one. And the first one is just it's easier to acquire leads. It's cheaper. If you're using ads, which you should, because if you don't, if you're just using cold DM or organic content, it's very inconsistent. I feel you there. It's like you should use ads. I don't know why you're not using that, but I have other videos explaining why you should use ads. Go watch them. I won't get into details, but if you do use ads, it's just easier to convert them into buyers as opposed to sending them on a different platform. IG, Instagram, they want people to stay on the platform. They don't want them people to change platform. If you're doing an ad on Instagram and you send them to your website or your webinar, it's a bad user experience for them. They have to change the platform, and Instagram doesn't like it. And so obviously it's going to be more costly in terms of lead acquisition. So that's reason number one. More technical, but very important. Like it costs less to acquire user. It costs less to nurture your user. So very important. Second one is you don't need a website. Like your Instagram profile is your website. Why would you send them to a website when you don't need one? Because like I said, they're still gonna come back to your Instagram account to vet you out. So why would you make them go on the website and come back after? It makes no sense. And I've been doing that in the past, but now I just know that the data is there. They're gonna check you out on social media and might as well optimize your funnel for that. Reason number three, you don't need a funnel software. Same thing again. You don't need to send them to an opt-in page, asking them for their phone number, for their email address. And then once they download the thing, you send them to a thank you page and all the big journey they have to go through. Like it's a big learning curve to learn that. Plus they don't need that again. And you're gonna have to watch for the traffic, watch for the conversion. You're gonna have to check your copywriting, check all the data, check your development, your design. So you don't need nothing of that if you use just your IG. You don't need to hire someone to build your website or make sure your copywriting is up to the par. You don't need nothing of that. So you don't need to learn how to use the sales funnel software. So it's a big learning curve that you don't have to manage. Big relief. But the last one, and the most important for me, because I've been using email for a long time, you don't need an autoresponder. You don't need an email sequence. You don't need to worry about is your email is going to get delivered. You don't need to worry about the open rates. You don't need to worry about the click-through rate. None of that is relevant anymore, which is a huge relief, because when you're doing like 100 of emails like I used to do, you have to manage all of these things. All these components just add more complexities in your funnel. And if you just use IG as your main website as your main funnel, you don't need none of that. It's like you remove so much complexities, and it's just going to be more efficient to convert people, to nurture them, and to make your offer, to sell your high ticket offer. It's just better. So no emails, no funnel, no website. So on a technical point, it's just much better to use IG for your high ticket offer. So that's the two reasons that you should know about. And lastly, if you are a coach or a consultant and you're having issues with your nurturing process or just getting leads in general, scaling your offer, drop me a DM or drop me a comments below, and I will help you set you up with this funnel. I can show you how to do that with your business, your offer, so you can get more sales, or you get to nurture better your leads that you currently have, and so that you can just make more money. So that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.